Ken, tengeneza light yako. Ladies and gentlemen, yet another beautiful and interesting Saturday evening live from Nairobi, Kenya. This is the Alternative Voice. Welcome. I'm your host tonight, Cleophas. Where you tuned in from. How is your weekend so far? How is it coming along? Yes, connect to us and send to us your message on the comment section. Feel free to interact with us on our Facebook and YouTube channel. This is the Alternative Voice. We are on our media story series, and today we have episode 10. It's been a journey, and here we have our guest tonight, one who is well known and has all these experience in the media. He's here to share with us some of the things that he's doing, some of the things that he did, and that's one Kenn Muga. Join us in this live discussion tonight as we share what you need to know and what you really need to learn as far as media and broadcasting is concerned. I'm your host, Cleophas. Welcome, Kenn Muga. Some call you Daktari. Karibu.
Actually, if you look at my t-shirt, imeandikwa DR, eh?
DR.
DR,
Maybe
so that is doctor.
You just tilt your phone or your laptop towards the front so that we can get to see the writings on the t-shirts as well.
DR.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a nickname. I'm not attained that level, yeah, doctor, eh? But I'm a scholar.
Great, Ken. It's nice to have you on our show tonight, and this is the Alternative Voice. Thanks, first of all, for accepting our invite tonight.
Thank you, Cleophas. It's been we've been planning this one all along, but I think for that also, or some 4 months or 5, eh?
Yes, it's been actually 4 months. It's been really long. We thank God we are here tonight to talk about your media journey, and that's your media story. So to start us off, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us on Facebook and YouTube, this is the Alternative Voice. Remember to subscribe and follow that page that you're streaming from. So tell us where you are tuning from. If you're Caroline Omolo, where are you tuned in from? Bilha already tuned in from Narok. Emmanuel Ochieng, hiya, I'm seated here. All of us are here, and we are waiting for this great discussion tonight. Toto Lakisi all the way from Middle East. Karibu sana ndani ya show. This is the Alternative Voice. So to start us off, Bwana Kenn Muga. Who is Kenn Muga? Some of the viewers are seeing you for the first time. This is the Alternative Voice. So tell us, who is Kenn Muga?
Kenn Muga is a father, a husband, and a Kenyan. So if I can take you through my life, I'm just a normal Kenyan, 33 years of age. So sijaishi sana, but at least I've seen some decades, around 3 and counting.
Yes.
So my currently I stay here in Nairobi, but my home county is Homa Bay. My governor is Governor Cyprian Achilau Sawiti. Akuba. Some call him Akuba. So that is my home county, Homa Bay County, constituency called Kabondo, specifically a place called Ramba. So for those who understand those areas, at least wanaelewa. Right here in Nairobi, definitely. The reasons why I'm here is because of my media story. So I'm a broadcaster by profession and of course by practice. I'm a trained journalist. If I can take you back from the journey where I began this from. So I trained in media at Masai Mara University, graduated back in 2014. I joined Masai Mara in 2010 in August. At that time, we used to join style jab. That time it was jab. So you had to finish your high school, then wait for around 1.5 or 2 years before you join campus, the government sponsorship. So lazima ungengoja for some time. So I joined in 2010. At that time, it was Narok University College where I joined. but again it attained autonomy and ikaitwa Masai Mara University by the time I was in my third year. So of course I graduated under Masai Mara University in 2014, and I was officially out in the field, in the market, as a as a graduate, na nimehustle kama watu wengine tu. Before joining Masai Mara, back high school, I studied at Gotrateng High School. Gotrateng High School is in Homa Bay County. Hapo nilijoin in 2005 and nikamaliza high school in 2008. In 2008 so nilimaliza, then I came to Nairobi, so I hustled kidogo. I'll come back to that one later. Prior to joining Gotrateng, I studied my primary school in several schools, so mimi nilikuwa ni kama nomadic kwa mambo ya masomo ya primary. Sikuenda preschool, nilianza tu shule class 1. Nilianza shule class 1. So at least niambiwa nishike. So nikashika nikaambiwa wewe ingia class 1. So that time it was a bit easy back at home at the village. So nikafanya class 1, class 2. Primary school nikaenda Masogo Primary School, that is back in Homa Bay County, and then I was nikaenda mpaka class 4. Nikaletwa Nairobi na mzazi akaniambia sasa taishi hapa. I stayed with my uncle a place iko Race Course, nikasomea Jamhuri Primary, nikasomea pia Dagoretti Corner Primary. School ilikuwa tu huko side za Lenana, then I came to Dagoretti, then to Jamhuri Primary, then back to Dagoretti Corner Primary, ndio nilimalizia my class 8. So my primary school life was majorly ilikuwa in Nairobi. So then because before I went back home for high school, so life yangu watu kisikia nikitangaza Indoluo, the better part of my life was Swahili na Kizungu na Sheng. So hiyo ingine ya the language that I speak now kwa broadcast you'll get to understand with time.
Yes.
So that is my life back in primary school. So that is about school life. Life out of school, after high school.
Yes.
Nilifanya kazi kidogo as a waiter. Nilifanya kazi kidogo
waiter. Ulikuwa na certificate ya kanjo?
No, ni hustle. No, umemaliza high school. And then that time nilimaliza, was it around October or so? So then I came to Nairobi, so mimi nikaanza hustle kawaida. My dad was a watchman and as well as a carpenter. So during the day alikuwa watchman hapo industrial area. Alikuwa hapo industrial area. So mchana alikuwa wochi, but at the same place alikuwa anafanya kazi kama wochi, that place pia alikuwa anaishi. So alikuwa amepatiwa kanyumba kadogo ka 10 by 10. So usiku alikuwa anaishi hapo. So at night alikuwa anafanya kazi ya carpentry. So that time I also learned a few bits of carpentry. So nilimsaidia kazi kidogo after high school. Saa zingine nikienda kama job imepatikana na mkozi yeye mchana ako kazi, ako kwa gate. So nakimbia namsaidia kupiga nyundo kidogo randa. So I hustled kidogo as a carpenter, untrained. And then after that pata kazi ya hoteli, some small hotel hapo place called Landimawe hapo karibu na Industrial tu hapo Baricho Road, nikafanya hapo inaitwa Free Bazaar. So hapo nili hustle kidogo for around 2 or so months, and then nikaingia the following year. Nikajituma kidogo, nikaanza kufunza primary school in Ngong, nikaenda Sunflower Primary. So that was that was in 2009. From February 4th. So nilianza kufunza hapo at least early. So my first class was I was a class teacher, class 7 I think, I remember in 2009. So nikafunza in 2009, nikafunza in 2010, then nikajoin campus. So then after joining campus nikatrain huko for.
You are still untrained. You are an untrained waiter. Untrained. You are an untrained teacher.
Untrained teacher. But you know, yes. All this Cleophas, all this while, Mimi normally what I used to do is that mimi nilikuwa najituma because I knew where I came from nilikuwa naangalia life venye nilikuwa tunaishi hata na father. You know, by that time nilimaliza high school and then my dad, the room ilikuwa ndogo. There are some who are watching wanajua hii story vizuri. So room ilikuwa ndogo. So you know the bed iko hapo kwa kakona and then kuna kameza and then now hiyo nyumba ingefit viti hizi kubwa, so kulikuwa na stool mbili hapo kando. So I would not sleep with my dad in the same bed.
Yes.
So at night what used to happen, kulikuwa na veranda hapo nje. At night so tulikuwa tunalala kwa box with my brothers, tunalala hapo kwa box, then daddy alikuwa ametubaia some sleeping bags. Unavaa majacket na nini, mnajifunga vizuri, unaingia kwa sleeping bag mpaka asubuhi. So that time I used to kuangalia life, nilikuwa nasema lazima nijitume. So vile nilisikia kuna kazi ya kufunza, so hii kazi definitely ningenitoa hapo kwa hiyo life ya kulala hapo kwa veranda, ni at least niishi na uncle wangu Ngong as I trained there, as I teach kwa primary school at Anflo. So nikapata life iko huko, at least naweza funza jioni. I used to put up with my cousin Anto Benedict. He's also a teacher even up to now, but now a trained lab technician.
Okay.
So that was life back hapo Ngong, in Bulbul. So tukafanya hivyo, then in 2010 in February my result ikakuja high school, February of 2009 I got a B+ in high school. So then nikapata call up ya government ya job. So when for for revision ya courses, me I used to love journalism back from high school. So
and
me
so,
nikenda
Ken, if before you step into this actual path, because now your path and your media story in answer immediately you get into campus, and your passion and this drive to join journalism and broadcast, where did it come from? Because unasema by that time umeingia campo, before uingie campo tayari make decision ya kwamba you want to be in journalism. We hosted one of your great if I can say, those whom you mentored while at Pamoja FM, and you'll tell us your journey at Pamoja FM as well in Kibra. And Masi Mbone is tuned here. Na kuna wale ambao wakuwa na wito, like wakuwa wanazimia popote kuwa wanahabari. On your case, how was it? Was it a push from way back, ama ni kitu umekuja ukapatana nayo after umekaa nyumbani kwa hustle na kuona news sana?
What happened with my case in primary school, I know I was a footballer. I was a good footballer if I can say. Pengine wengine wanaweza iona differently. So I used to love football so much in primary school, but I was ilikuwa mtu wa kupinga. So, most of the time nilikuwa nilikuwa kama mtu wa upinzani most of the time. So nikiwa primary school, people thought that pengine huyu jamaa atakuja kuwa lawyer because nilikuwa napenda kupinga vitu sana. But in primary school, I also thought that pengine nitaweza kuwa mtu kama engineer and all that, because I used to love also kutengeneza vitu za wire nini. There's a time nitengeneza helicopter na mandini, jaribu kuenda kama inaweza buruka, so vitu kama hizo. So in primary, people thought naweza kuwa mtu kama pengine engineer ama lawyer nini in future. But then at that time, kwa debates za primary school, I used to be very talkative. Hata nikiwa back in primary school hapo Dagoretti Corner, my teachers kina Ken Martin na kina the late Wanyende wanakumbuka that time they used to, at least mimi mtu ule alikuwa anaongea sana. And then there was that part ya debate ya kuandika reports. So sisi ni wale like most of the time report writing ya debate tulikuwa tunafanya, so that if you write after the debate unaandika report or MP fulani alikuwa anafanya hivi, then now you read it out at the end of the debate. So that is what I used to do, but I was a bit talkative. But I was a bit selective on where and when to talk much and where to talk less. But in high school, it was now full blown, because in high school, because I was from Nairobi, my languages zilikuwa my best. Kizungu ilikuwa pia iko. So that time I used to love languages so much. So kama ni kusoma hizi ma set books, like mimi nilikuwa nafanya sana. Then I used to do reports kwa assembly. Especially from around Form 2 hapo. So though in high school pia nilikuwa nacheza sana football. I was a games captain from 2 hapo, a school games captain. So nilikuwa sana into sports. So pengine mtu angeona anasema huyu jamaa atakuja kuwa tu footballer. But with the time kwa shaona huyu jamaa anaweza kuja kuwa mtangazaji, because that time I used even to after kufanya setbook nili create a group kwa secondary school. Hii group tulikuwa tunaangalia setbooks and then tunaidramatize. So kama kuna event yote ya shule tunafanya kudramatize zile vitu kwa setbook, tunaifanya pale mbele ya watu. So that time role yangu majorly ilikuwa ya narration. So I used to narrate. There's a one tulifanya Uteuzi wa Moyoni, was one of the stories, ilikuwa kwa Mayai Waziri wa Maradhi, was one of the setbooks tulikuwa tunafanya tukiwa high school. So that time kazi yangu ilikuwa ni kunarrate. And then I used to love Swahili so much. So ikaniingia sana. You know, so I used to narrate, like nikasema alikuja akaenda akasafiri hiyo. So I used to narrate, alafu nafanya na hizo sauti na nini na imitate watu wengine, vitu kama hizo. So I used to love it. And then watu wakasema tu mwanahabari tu, you know. And then that time, because I was an official, nikienda kuongea na form 1s, pengine form 2s, so nilikuwa naangalia ile attention wananipatia. And then they used to love how I used to talk at that time. So hizo pia zilikuwa zinanipush. Then at that time, umejua tukiwa high school, kuna zile form unapatiwa, then you are told you choose your courses, zile unafikiri unaweza fanya in case unaweza pata nafasi ya kuitwa na gava. At that time it was ile tu unaomba tu at least ufike ile grade unaweza itwa na government kwa university, you get. Yeah. So that time nikifanya kuchoose courses, major courses zangu guided by some of our teachers, and nilichoose sana zile za communication. There was telecommunication, there was communication journalism, media science. Hizo ndo nilichoose majorly kwa my main courses. Of course, some bit of engineering nilikuwa ndani because I used to love math and physics as well. So there was a bit of that, but majorly zilikuwa za media. So then after results kukuja, nikapata at least class point zangu zingenifit kufanya media. Then the grade was okay, so nilikuwa na expect gava itaniita. Then gava ikiniita, you know, there was also that aspect that unaweza itwa na usiitwe ile course unataka. So what I did, tukiwa pale University of Nairobi, because that is where we used to revise our courses, I only chose communication and journalism kwa kila category. So from the main course mpaka nikaingia hizo zingine zote zilikuwa courses za media.
Yes.
And then so nikachagua Moi University, nikachagua University of Nairobi, nikachagua Maseno, hivyo. So zote zilikuwa za media because I wanted to do specifically media even before the results zikuje. My dad nilikuwa nishamwambia tu mimi nataka kufanya hii ya media. So then gava pia ikafanya favor. By the time ile SMS ya that time it was SMS, ile kuambiwa now you've been selected to do this course kwa hii university, nikaitwa Bachelor of Science in Communication and Journalism. But now I expected wanaweza niita Moi, waniita University of Nairobi ama wapi, but nikaitwa Narok University College. But that time Narok University College was a constituent college ya Moi University. So mi bora ni course. I didn't want to know ni wapi nimeitwa, no, bora ni course. So nikasema sawa. Sili kuja early, then in August ningefaa to join. Then I joined. At that time Narok University College ilikuwa like in the second year ya kuanza kwa hizi courses. So it was a bit green, bado haikuwa hakuna media lab na nini. So that is where the journey ya kuanza kuwa journalist ilianzia sasa vizuri sasa. So after kujoin now, I knew that now it is time. It is my course. After this ni kazi. That is where it started exactly. Ile naweza sema tu sasa ilikuwa very clear now my path is in media.
Wow. And that's an interesting way and a journey that I can say not most of those people are tuned here had the same experience. Some have that push from the parents. And we had a guest here called Colleen, and she told us at one point, sio lazima upushiwe na mzazi kufanya uamuzi nini unataka kufanya haswa pale chuoni. And that's a great step. And so if you're joining us live on Facebook or YouTube, our guest tonight is Kenn Muga. Kenn Muga is a news editor, news anchor, news presenter, one guy who knows how to dance on Ramogi FM. If you follow Ramogi FM on social media pages, and there are those people asking, where did you learn your dance moves? And will you show us before the show ends? Stay with us. We'll be back here with more of this content and the questions that you have for Kenn Muga, who is our guest tonight, a news anchor at Ramogi FM, a media personality sharing with us his media story. So if I can get the comments, we have JL Empire, nice story we are watching. I love the show. Big up Kenn Muga. Cosmas Otieno, Kisumu, Nikondani, Elizabeth Shege, Nakuru City, tuned. Thank you very much, Liz. Bilha Joy already tuned from Narok. Say hi to Ken. Knew him back while at Masai Mara University. You have your people here already. Bilha Joy was one of our guests in the previous days at some of the show we have on Thursdays. So thanks so much, Bilha. Emmanuel Ochieng. Yeah, I'm seated here. Karibu sana. Vera Clara, Cleo, to dance with a guest at the end of the show. Please, I can only try this hand thing because if I stand, Ken will not withstand me. Yes, we have Don Jaka tuned from India. Thank you very much. We are diaspora actually, Ken. We started slowly, but only tumeingia diaspora. Thanks so much, Don Jaka, for tuning. Steve Wadi Osodo, tuned from Voi. Gotea Dr. Kenn Muga. Kenn Muga pokea salamu. And if you have other comments, Kefa Nyongo, tuned in. And this guy is tuning in from India. Thank you very much, Mr. Nyongo, for always being here. And asante sana. If you're joining us live on Facebook and YouTube, feel free, share with us the questions. What would you like to know about Kenn Muga? Esau Odhiambo, Cleophas, I'm tuned in from Moi University. Thank you very much, bro, for always being here. And we have Brian Mullis Akeno, Kisumu niko locked, F.U.T.N.O. hello, Kefa Nyongo tuko, tuned, bro, Oriwo Sam, Monoboy, alafu ambia Ken, akafanye signing out in Doluo, as he's used to. By the way, this guy is so fluent. I have a personal story with Kenn Muga, the only guy who gave me an opportunity to get into a recording booth for Ramogi FM and do a story for all of March. I can say for all month, reporting for Nairobi in Ramogi FM as an intern. So thank you very much, Ken. And I know that those people are tuned here. Wanasema, how did this happen? Ken ameshikilia watu wengi mkono and they are here. Mimi Bree, if you can get that comment from Mimi Bree amesema gotea Ken. Kweli kweli. Paul Kinuthi are tuned from Runda ya Nairobi hapa tu. Tunasikika kweli kweli. Asante sana Paul Kinuthi, and we have Kouma Vivian tuned from Nairobi. Thank you very much. And we have so many people who are here with us tonight. Feel free to share with us where you're watching us from. And a question to Ken, what is one outstanding thing people don't know about you as a media personality, as a sports enthusiast? And tell us also what team you support, just to add on what Vera is asking tonight. So we get that question as we wait for more questions to come through on our social media platforms. Feel free, click on that subscribe button and that bell. Acha leo nijimarket hapa. Niko na jina kubwa kwa industry. Feel free to follow us. Yes, Ken. What's that thing that is so outstanding about you? Najua wengine watasema ukijiambia the outstanding thing about you, utakuwa unajisifu. But Ken, usipojisifu, nani ako hapa nje kusema yale ambayo wewe mwenyewe unafahamu? Yes.
Yes. There's a tricky question, but it's a good one. What people maybe don't know about me is that I'm so much into research. I do a lot of research, and especially learning to know about humans and especially women. I normally dig so deep about issues about women, issues of reproductive health and all that. So I do a lot of research silently when I'm alone about issues of reproductive health, especially about women, sexuality and all that. So I do a lot of research about those areas. So that's why some people called me doctor, because I used to talk much about issues to do with when I'm in the newsroom, sometimes I talk about issues zile watu wanafikiria huyu jamaa kwani I talk about menses, I talk about cancer, reproductive I mean, those parts, you understand, eh? So I do a lot of research about that. Silently, I do a lot of research about human and especially about women. That is one thing about me. I do a lot of research about that.
Great.
Apart from that, I'm a go-getter. I push myself to the limit, and whatever I do, mi hufanya kitu na roho moja. Me, I normally believe that if you tell me today that the only opportunity that I have is to speak in French, I'll tell you I can. Then I'll take it on. I'll redo it the next day. And that's why I'm able to speak in Luo. The story is a bit wide, but that is the reason as to why I'm also able to speak in Luo. Yes, if I take you back, Cleophas, just to relate the two, if I take you back in campus at Masai Mara University, you know, in 2010 when we joined, we didn't even have a media lab. Actually, we were taught much about theory because we didn't have a studio. I used to nilikuwa nasikia about microphone, nasikia about cameras, nasikia about hizi vitu zote, nasikia about radio studio, but I didn't get an opportunity kuona hizi vitu when I was in my first year. I was a class representative. So most of the time unakuta class members walikuwa wananiambia wewe push admin tupelekwe tuone hizi vitu. So my first time kuona a radio studio vile nakaa was in my second year. Tulipelekwa Masinde Muliro University. That is in Kakamega. That is the first time niliona a studio. Hata vile at least it was a mini studio ya Must FM. So hapo ndo niliona mic yenyewe condenser mic inakaaje. Na nikaona hizo mic zingine zinakaaje. Adobe Audition ndio hii. So that was in my second year, imagine. But I had a lot of theory about hizi vitu because kwa nafunzwa. The university was starting up, so it was a bit tricky for them, we understood. And the push was too much from our end, but in the long run, tulijipush too. So that is a bit of it that me usema, there's sometimes unaweza kosa resources, but the more you push yourself, you'll realize that you can be able to conquer just by pushing yourself beyond that limit. Ile unafikiria pengine ingekuwa your own limit. So hiyo ilitusaidia sana because imagine up to second year bado sijajua hata vile studio inakaa. The following year mjua ni attachment. So my attachment ilikuwa inakuja ile time yenye mimi mwenyewe hata studio yenyewe nilienda tu once vile nikiwa second year sijaienda tena studio. At that time tulipata tu ka script kadogo ukasoma, ukasikia umejisikia. In my second year tukiwa Masinde Muliro University pale, it was a one day trip na ikaisha hivyo. Ilifika time ya attachment, watu wanatafuta attachment uzipati because pengine confidence haiko sana. You fear that sasa ukienda kwa industry utaperform aje because you only know the theories, jaiona hizi vitu, you know. So it was a bit tricky for us, but ile push ya kutaka because this is your line, you have to make it or break it. Unapiga darubini unaangalia home vile kunakaa unasema you have to make it or break it. So hiyo push niko nayo mpaka saizi na hiyo ndio ile drive, and that is a push that nilisukuma mpaka by the time ilifika nilipata my attachment late at Pamoja FM. That was in 2013 watu walikuwa shapata, wengine KBC, wengine Royal Media, wengine wakapata Nation, mimi nikakosa, you know. So nilikaa home for some time, then a colleague of mine akaniambia there is a radio studio in Kibra, Pamoja FM. You know, that time nilikuwa nasikia Kibera nasema kuna radio studio in Kibera, so I didn't take it so serious
Yes.
But then I pushed myself na nikaenda nikasema wacha tu wherever nitapata attachment mimi nitafanya tu, you know. So that is how I landed at Pamoja FM in 2013 as an intern. And then when nilienda hapo, I was late with 1 month, nikamwambia tu mtaniruhusu nikae kwa reception. At least ile time lecture atakuja mwambie tu nilikuwa hapa. So I had my small laptop. So nilikuwa nakaa kwa reception because newsroom was full. Watu walikuwa washachukuliwa enough. So nikakaa hapo for around 1 week, and then the producer anaitwa Mike. So Mike ndiye akasema, "Wewe jamaa unafanyanga nini hapa kila siku?" So Mike ndiye akanichukua kanifanyia. Yeah, so nilikaa tu kwa reception because sikuwa na anywhere ya kwenda. Newsroom imejaa, hiyo attachment nimeipata shingo upande because kushaja. You know, there was no any other space. Na pia mimi hakuna place ya kwenda. Na you know how it was strict that if you don't do your attachment, uta graduate na your colleagues. It was a bit tricky for me. So me, I just gave my report back in the at the university that my attachment company ni Pamoja FM, so mtakuja kuni assess. At that time I was not even sure because nilikuwa nakaa kwa reception. Nakuja asubuhi nimeng'ara suti nini, but I have to see that at the reception because sijapatiwa authorization ya kuwa kwa newsroom. So when nikapo 1 week 2 weeks, then Mike akan notice, then akanipeleka production, tukafanya hivi na hivi na hivi. So nikaanza tu kutrain pole pole. To cut the long story short, by the time nilikuwa namaliza my attachment at Pamoja FM, I was already a news reader. Nilikuwa nasoma news already by that time. I was already doing a show inaitwa Ngoma Africa. By the time namaliza attachment, so you can guess
Yes.
for months I was able to host the show Ngoma Africa. I used to host another show, Jahazi la Michezo. My first show it was for sports, Jahazi la Michezo, and I was news anchor. By the time nilikuwa namaliza. Yes.
Ken, with all these things happening and you are on your attachment, is there something that you can all pinpoint that is currently affecting many interns? Because you started from your internship, now you are transitioning to the real media industry. What can you say was better by then that it's something you can advocate for some interns to take? An example in terms of pay. Were you getting paid? What was pushing you to continue doing all these things as an intern?
Pamoja FM is a community radio. So definitely it is us who paid, because at least ndio ukue hapo, the facilities that unaweza tumia. So the studio also had, lazima ingejipatia nafasi ya kununua some other things unaweza tumia ikusaidie. So we paid 3,000 for the attachment. Definitely it was understandable because again, it's a community radio, hakuna income. So for you to be there, for them to facilitate you effectively, upate recorder na nini, so that 3,000 tulikuwa tunalipa itusaidie kupata hizi facility. Then we were not being paid because there was no money for that effect. So tulikuwa tunafanya tu as attachment. Unafanya tu attachment, it is out of when passion tu unataka tu achieve.
Yes.
So ikakuwa hivyo for the 3 months when nikiwa hapo Atachi. What I used to do, anajipush. I was leaving the house at around 5 because I told you earlier where I used to sleep nikiishi hapo na father, it was a bit tricky because I didn't have a place to put up at that time. So nilikuwa nalala kwa veranda, and then these guys, kuna wale wa kurauka asubuhi because hiyo ni kampuni. So kuna wale wa kurauka asubuhi kuhepa jam, wanakuja wanataka waingie, wapark magari, watulie. So these guys, pengine mtu angefika saa 10 aanze kuhut kwa gate. So that means lazima uamke haraka haraka hata wasijue unalalanga hapo kwa veranda. So I used to wake up so early. So then I think about saa niende wapi. So then I have to leave the house na niende Kibera, nitulie, nianze kujua vitu. So nilikuwa nafika kwa studio mapema sana. Around 5-6 hapo nimefika kwa studio. So nilikuwa nafika ahead of the rest. So wale wengine kabla wa beat jam na wafike, pengine mtu ametoka place mbali, so maybe wangefika late around 8 or so. So that time I had an opportunity at least to train myself on a few things here and there. I sit in the studio with those guys who are doing the breakfast show. So I learn how they do it. I ask questions and all that. And then I used to be the last guy to leave because, from Kibera to town to railways was 10 shillings at that time. Kulikuwa na hizo gari ndogo tulikuwa nazita kiragi. Kulikuwa na hizo gari mzee. Ile ni sana ukipanda, you can be able to see through the road. Those old. Yeah, so I used to wait because Manyanga at that time, if you go with Manyanga, is around 40 bob to railways. So I was waiting up to around 9. So that time I'll get to town at 10 bob because my dad used to give sometimes 100 bob or 50 bob. So I balance lunch and a few snacks here and there mid morning, and then transport ya kwenda na pia ya kurudi. So I used to nangoja mpaka around 9. That 9 mtu wa kusoma news 9 ashamaliza, tunatokanisha pamoja, then nakuja town na shuka railways na kata mguu Limawe, then back to. So that time I had enough time across the day to meet each and every presenter across the day. So mtu asubuhi atanipata, ataniacha. Mid morning will leave me. Afternoon hivyo. So I learned a lot throughout that time. Within 1 month, I was able to keep myself with a lot. I used to go to the field, look for stories, the pressure was real at Pamoja FM because you are doing everything. You have to do sports, you have to do, it was everything. You have to tweet, you have to Facebook, and all that was being done within one pool. So it was about pushing. And then what you do, at least you keep reminding yourself that you need to do better the following day. So that is what I used to do at Pamoja FM. That is what pushed me. By the time I was finishing my attachment, I was already a news anchor at Pamoja. It's a long story, a bit tricky, but it is a truth. Yes.
Ken, yours is a story of patience and also, if I can say, its favor, being someone who is also hardworking and also good at whatever thing you handle. There are those people who really believe on miracles. And from your testimony tonight, it's evident that indeed miracles might be there, but you must put extra efforts in all these. And so, Ken, if you hold on to that thought, we are coming back so that you can be able to explain to us. Now you transitioned into this real industry from the place where you are working with a number of people. Now you are a news reader by the time you're leaving. How did you transition now from the part of you being a Swahili radio host, a Swahili radio news reader, to a renowned, a popular Luo news anchor in Ramogi FM? Is it one of the leading Luo radio stations? No, it's the only.
It is a
It's one.
leading.
Yes, there are those people who are tuned here. I don't want to ban. I don't want to ban.
It is a
Yes,
leading Luo station in the world.
in the world. Yes. And so we are coming back so that you can be able to tell us how was the journey moving forward. We take some of the questions and comments from our viewers tonight. Thank you very much for sparing your bundles, your time to join us in this live chat tonight. And so we get some of those comments running through. Immaculate Awino Shoikolit, tuned from Siaya. Beverly Odhiambo. On top of these achievements, what's one fun fact about you? Hold on to that thought. You'll be answering this question in a few from Beverly Odhiambo. And thanks so much, Beverly, for tuning. We have Samuel Opio. By all standards, Dr. Kenn Muga is a great guy. We have never met, but we are good online friends. Continue shining, sir. That's one guy who said, atakosa show yako leo. Yes, so thanks so much, Samuel Opio, for that. And we have Millicent Ochieng with another question. Anasema, hi, Ken. About your research on women, how are you using your platform to educate young women on their sexuality? You answer this one as we go. Yes, Ken, we are on you.
How I use my platform to educate young women
on their sexuality.
On their sexuality. I believe education starts from home. Normally, I start with my daughter. We talk a lot. She's just turning 5 in November. So bado ni mdogo, but we start from that point. Before I use my platform, I start from home. So I start with Kayla, and then with my sister and all that. So with my platform, we normally have programs that handle issues about women. At Ramogi FM, we have a program called Dwondmine. Dwondmine is about the voice of the women. This one inclusive of the girls. Sometimes we go beyond that and we do about the society in general. So we use that platform as well. Personally, maybe I cannot be able to handle directly issues about women on radio, but indirectly, even behind the scenes, we handle much about them. We handle stories about women, the plight of women. We do feature stories about women, their plight, their position, issues about women generally, their sexuality and all that. So my platform, even if I don't do it maybe directly, somebody can be able to see, but we do much even behind the scenes. Yes.
Great. So Millicent, you've heard that. They run a good program with a host of presenters in Ramogi FM, and good work to you for educating those from the other side of the world. And we don't want to leave Beverly's question unanswered. On top of these achievements that you have so far, Ken, what's one fun fact about you? if you can mention dancing, you go ahead and dance. So we don't care.
Uh, you know, me, I rarely get angry because at one point I was uh, I was into depression when I lost my dad. I lost my dad on the same day that I received my first salary at Roll Media. So I went into depression, an acute one.
Sorry
Then
about that.
when I recovered, one of the tools that I came out with was to have fun, to have fun and to be happy and all that. It is very difficult for you to get me angry and mad. So all the time that you were together at Royal Media, remember, I think we were there for around 6 months together. Is it? You can be able to point that there was no time nilikasirika. Uliona nimekasirika any day.
Ah, by the way, whatever thing I was doing at Royal Media Services, if I can tell you today, there's one person, the person I'm hosting tonight is the person who gave me that opportunity, as I said, Kwenda studio, niseme, I go there and I do my recording. Then after that, I come back. Translation of news. Salute. We were there from March to July. Yes, after the extension. And thanks so much. By the way, you're so fun, and I can say for fact, if Jerry Ngugi is watching, she was my supervisor. And it's as if you doubled. You doubled to be my supervisor as well, really. Good work you did at Ramogi.
Yeah. So what I normally do with life is that I take it as fun. I don't make fun of everything, but I take it as fun. I love smiling. I smile most of the time. Not a plastic one. It is deep from inside. I'm happy
Inside
most
is
of the time. Yeah, deep from inside. I'm happy most of the time, even from my house, mpaka kazini and everywhere. I love dancing. I dance without. Um, I dance bila limits. But again, I'm a parent, so of course there are some limits.
and
But I love dancing.
if you talk of limits, Ken, I don't know. At one point, there were those who were attacking media personalities, and you play a role
Yes.
in this if it comes to the music that maybe you play in your stations. Are there some of the music that you can't play but you really enjoy? There are those that you can't dance in public, but you really have fun listening to them.
Definitely, it's true. There's some music that, because I'm a grown up, there's some music that I can listen to privately, and I cannot listen to them maybe in public because I'm a role model as well. Somebody else, there are some words that I can only listen when I'm alone or with somebody who is of my age or my peers. There are those I can't be able to listen where people are. I can't dance to some songs. There are even styles that I cannot dance to. I only dance to some extent because I look at the platform that I have. Maybe somebody else, dancing majorly is about. In most cases, dancing is like emulation of sex, if I can use that word. So whenever I'm dancing, I also put that in mind that I don't just emulate. I don't just show people that what I mean is if I was to remove these clothes, I could do wonders. So I normally consider
And
all those.
your dance partners are seriously tuned. VOJ and Ajombuta. Yes, they're seriously in.
Yeah. So we love that. It is very good. There's a post I posted on my status on WhatsApp. Somebody made a comment on Facebook and I lifted it. He was saying that he can't date a radio presenter because they normally pretend to be happy when they're not.
Yes, and
So
that's
yeah, it happens.
having mentioned having mentioned that, and you've answered what Beverly asked on the fun fact, you being happy throughout and also trying to manage
Mm.
whatever thing you have at that particular time through dancing. You dance and you go on here, and as a social being, as a human
Mm.
being, Ken, is there a
Yes.
point you go low and you are seriously depressed? How do you recover from that and go read news happily?
They are low. In fact, our work is a bit tough because for example, for my case, I work from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning. For the last 4 years, I've been waking up at 3:45 a.m. So imagine Imagine waking up at 3:45 a.m. every day, and you need to be positive each and every day. Sometimes I wake up at 3:45, normal routine, prepare and all that. I'm not into my mood. I feel like I should be sleeping today. Maybe there's a problem with family issues, maybe back at home and all that, And then now being the person I am, there's so many people looking up to me. The platform that I have, there are so many people with problems. They bring their problems. So you wake up in the morning, you open your WhatsApp, huyu ana school fees, huyu amefungiwa nyumba, huyu. So there's a lot that normally happens in our lives, especially for those of us who are on the limelight, that sometimes can even get you depressed. Somebody can even ask for, please send me 5,000 now urgently. Something is happening. My mother is sick. And that time you don't have that 5,000. So that itself can make you depressed because you feel that this person sees you as the last hope, but you cannot be able to help at that time, So there's a lot that normally goes on behind the scenes, but majorly the family and friends support, and majorly family. We normally get through by help of family. If you don't have the family support back from home, especially for those who are married, your wife has to give you that smile in the morning for you to make it through. Because imagine every morning you wake up, you're supposed to start positively from 6 a.m., 7 a.m. and all that. People want to listen to news, whether ulala njaa, so that those are challenges, but we normally get through them. Sometimes we do share a lot by our colleagues. Tuna share, we have this problem, then tunasaidiana and all that. But above all, family is way much important. They pray for us. Even fans are also important. They pray for us and all that. Prayers also work. And I think, tusaidia. Me in the evening, like today, the setup, you remember the setup was being done by my brother because I was away. I was in the field. I normally honor that. I have to be in the field and play. It inanisaidia sana. So from 5, I play football up to around 7:30 p.m. So there is also another way that I normally get off all the problems in Mekwanaz. That time, you can't find me on phone and all that. It is my time in the field, so I just play football. So hizo pia zinatusaidia sana. Yeah.
Great.
And so but meditation is also important for our case. Meditation, prayers, and all that. Family, friends. So it's a concoction of so many things that we employ.
Great, Ken. And on that note, when that lady posted marrying a radio presenter is very difficult. You don't know when these people are happy or they are sad. What was a personal feeling about this? Kuna wanabari wametune in hapa, if I can see them. We have presenter Mokaya, and for sure kuna mtu tu mahali anamsumbua, na there is a way this person wants to get in, and up to date I know baada ya kuruhusu huyo mtu aingie, if this person is afraid of that radio host being not so much flexible with emotions.
Emotions are serious, especially when it comes to media. People brand us as wengine wasema we are so much philanthropists. It is difficult to even to marry or date a media personality because there much attention that is given to this person. I remember, like when I go to my rural home with my wife, sometimes maybe we attend a church function and all that. Sometimes anabaki akiwa pale amezubaa because she has to wait as people want to take selfies and all that. People want to hug and all that. We have attended weddings together. Sometimes it's a bit difficult. So it needs understanding. All these fields zote ziko na challenge because again, it doesn't mean that now if you're a media personality, you have so much attention that now you give in to each and every Tom, Dick and Harry, or maybe Grace, Mary and every, there are principles. Each and every person, there are principles. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Hata kama your kazi yako, kama hata ule wa kukata mboga, si ako na customers. The customers
Yeah.
wanaweza kuwa wanaume, wanawake and all that. So it's basically about how you know the other person and what you want to get from that person, because maybe the following day this person want to be a radio presenter or somebody of that work, maybe the following day or some, things do change, eh?
Yeah.
So it depends. People normally pengine wanatuangalia wanasema this guy is a bit difficult, maybe atakuchukua leo na achukue mwingine hivyo hivyo. So sometimes they don't take as so much serious when it comes to issues about relationship and love, but we are very good people. We are very much born again. So
Seriously,
what?
born again. Now
Yeah, we
that's
are very
true.
good
That's
people.
true. That's true.
Eh?
Yes, Ken.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
If we get to hear some of the feedback that we're having on our platforms tonight, we have a number of people tuned in, and thanks so much for this story. I know it's inspiring someone. We have Cosmas Otieno he's saying, Ken, wewe ulikuwa na bahati sana kuona station at second year. Wengine wanatoka college bila kushika kamera na kuna studio. That's aside. The question is, they say the media industry is flooded and most individuals are stranded with degrees and first class achievements. So what's your take or advice to someone who wants to prosper in the media industry? And Kenn Muga being a first class graduate from Masai Mara University, you are at a better position to answer this. First class achievements are here. Yes, answer Cosmas
Yeah.
Otieno.
I think Cosmas is having a very genuine and very good question. Of course, I'm also a first class honors degree holder. I didn't pursue masters immediately because of personal reasons. But it is true, people get stranded even with first class honors degree, second class upper, people get stranded. It is very true. Media industry is flooded, yes. But does it mean that other fields are not flooded? No. Each and every field is flooded everywhere in the world. I don't think it is even in Kenya only. And that's why you'll get people come from other countries, like even the US, the UK, they come to Kenya to look for opportunities, because everywhere is flooded. It is about the network you create and the platform that you employ. Like for example, media is not just about radio and TV, Right now you have the alternative voice. This one is media. That's it. You're already practicing media. I don't think we need to sit back and sit pretty and get comfortable, but it is only being a radio broadcaster or being a radio reporter or a TV broadcaster or a TV reporter or anything related to that is what defines you as a journalist or defines you as a media practitioner. There are so many things to do. There are so many, I see guys opening channels here and there, YouTube channels, we have Facebook pages, and all that. There is much you can do beyond just radio and TV. Radio is even going online. TV is going online. If you get the example of TV47, it is purely online. So there's much that you can be able to do even as a person. How do you use your social media platforms? Like if you look at, I took a sabbatical for around 2 months from Facebook. But when I am actively on Facebook, look at the 3/4 of what I post is news. You get? So just choose a niche and then follow that niche. If you feel that you are so much flexible on matters lifestyle, then look for lifestyle content. You don't need even to buy, you don't need even to have a good camera. Just have your phone. These phones have cameras. Just start as an amateur. Guys will follow you through. From that point, maybe kuna kuna AdSense, unaweza pata pesa kidogo, buy a good phone and then you improve your camera. Enda pale. If you are a comedian, sorry, if you're a comedian, you can choose that path ya kufanya comedy through your social media. You saw the other day, I saw Mulamua carrying some bundle of money going to purchase a land. And Mulamua, which radio station or which TV station Mulamua works, So you use platforms. Yes, guys are using Instagram, guys are using Facebook, guys are using Twitter, guys are using TikTok and all those places, YouTube. So let us employ all this. But apart from just only social media. We have other media outlets that you can be able to use to reach people, or maybe practice as a media guy. Even you as a person, there are gigs unaweza fanya kuwa MC, just known, we kazi yako ni ku MC tu, you go to this event. If ukiona kama kuna event watu wamegather, they want somebody to hata kama ni matanga na watu wako hapo, they have a program, why can't you take over the program and lead? So you'll get the confidence ya kusema mbele ya watu, you'll get the confidence of talking before guys. So this is how we grow. Mimi like nilikuwa nikienda event nikute watu wako hapo, program iko, maybe the person mwenye anaifanya is dull, naambia wacha tufanye pamoja, then that is how these things start. You don't need to just sit back and wait. Sometimes because I remember the time I was in the campus, tukifunga before niingia pamoja, when I was in my first and second year, tukifunga shule, I used to also teach part-time during the long holidays. At that time when I was teaching, I used to do some bit of practice with the students, nikafunga mpaka journalism club kwa shule, so I'm practicing, sometimes you just practice without, even in your house, unaweza fanya hata na mtoto wako, you just practice these things, and then you get the confidence, because what normally matters is the confidence, and of course from there, then the networks that you create. How fast do you create friendship and network? If I didn't create network with you, Cleophas, today maybe ungenipatia platform ya kuongea about these issues. The other day it was me giving you a platform. So if I didn't give that platform, you could not gain the confidence ya kuja kufanya. So you create the network, you can pull somebody from behind, you can be pulled from somebody mwenye ako mbele. So that is how this industry go. What should not discourage you is that you have the papers, but you are not straight into the line that you wanted to pursue. I remember when I was after graduation in 2014, I requested Pamoja FM to allow me only work on Saturday and Sunday, do news full time over the weekends, so that from Monday up to Friday, I get attached at National Museums of Kenya. I was attached at the National Museums of Kenya as a PR assistant. That was from 2014. I was there for around 6 to 8 months as an attaché, communication and public relations assistant. I was attached at the Institute of Primate Research, IPR, in Karen. So you can be able to see nilikuwa nafikiria, if I don't get a chance into a broadcast media or print or anywhere, but I have the communication background, I can still be able to work as a PR practitioner or a PR officer somewhere, So I was setting a stage for myself. And then I was polishing my languages in a way. If I don't get work straight into the media industry, I can still even work as a part-time teacher or as a tutor, a drama, because I was in campus. I was also a part of the drama, the theater troupe. So bado nifunze watu theater and all that is also part of media. So I was positioning myself in a way that if I lose this, I get hold of this. I was still very active in football. So if I miss this, wacha nijidanganye hapo na football kidogo, pengine naweza pata nafasi na hiyo bahati na nini na kila miracle ifanyike. I think that is a life that now it is convergence. Kila kitu imekuja iko ndani yako, so just choose what to. Kila kitu iko around us, so that convergence tuiangalie. And again, the training that is currently being carried out in our colleges, the 360 degrees journalism, is that you're supposed to do everything. Like me, the other time when I was in Kisumu, we were covering Madaraka. You could listen to Radio Citizen, utanisikia nikifanya Jambo Kenya, nifanye a report, a live link in Swahili. I was doing for Hot 96. At the same time, I'm doing it for Ramogi. And if they tell me TV, standby, I'll still do it for Citizen TV. So that is how that convergence, that is 360. You are called upon to do this. That is what the media currently is. So maybe before you get that first class, in the process of looking for that first class, think about how you create yourself. Position yourself in a way that by the time you get that first class, you not look at that paper, because I have mine. It is resting. Of course, it gave me a platform, but imetulia bado. Sijaitumia. what I'm using now ni ile push, personal push. Hizi papers pia ziko zinatusaidia because again for you to get it at least kuna knowledge imeingia, but much is learned hapa. It's just like driving. You will learn in class roundabout utazunguka hivi, then this one goes this way, but again much of the learning is on the road. So whatever comes, how do you tackle that comes?
Kupitana na magari za Rongai.
Yes.
So
you are not trained that now when you're on Gong Road, these vehicles na drive you. Watu generally vehicles was na drive you. We are na drive on this lane, this one on this lane, this is an indicator, you know, you do this. But again, when you get to the road, you get it is, if not totally different, but there's a variation. What you learned in class, and now the reality outside here. Sometimes you are told media, pengine uliambiwa in media, if you get a good job, you'll be paid millions. But again, maybe you come out here, somebody tells you that now I cannot give you a job because maybe I have no capacity to employ you, but I can offer you an opportunity to practice free. I'm not paying you, but you practice. Maybe utafikiria now, how will I pay my house rent and all that? When I was a pamoja after graduation, I was not being paid salary, but I was an employee, you know, and I did not run away. That time I looked for a source of funds elsewhere. There was a publication called Hivisasa News. I used to write for them from Kibra News. So I used to write for Hivisasa. They pay me 200 bob per story. So if I accumulate 200 bob per story, I'm able to take care of myself, take my girlfriend for dinner one of the fine days. Zile pesa imeingia kidogo, you know, I was still living at least a bit of life, but I was not losing the chance nimepatiwa, because what if singekuwa at Pamoja FM doing a voluntary work? Maybe Roll Media could not have been my next destination. You get?
Yes.
So that is how life goes. So position yourself in a way that opportunities zinaweza kuja na ziland, then they find you well positioned. You know? That is how life huwa inaenda. It doesn't mean that now it can be difficult to the extreme mpaka you give up. It is normal. Sometimes it happens that you can wait and wait and wait, and you think that now it is not time to wait anymore, because again you look at other issues that pengine you need to take care of your family, maybe extended and all that. So that's why I said you can do something else, but again, don't lose track. You know, just the same way I know you're doing something else, maybe not directly in line with broadcast, but on the sides, you are not letting your certificate down. You studied for this. Yes. Ulikula ile chakula ni huko kwenu Moi University ilikuwa ni namba gani kwa nini kwa mess? Ugali and
tulikuwa na namba 3.
We used to call it 717 at Masai Mara University. So you studied for it. So again, a bit of it lazima bado una employ, at least hata ukipata kazi ya mjengo part time. Is there anything that you can do at the mjengo site that way kazi yako now you present from a mjengo site, that now we know that at 6 a.m. Jack or so and so anafunga shafika mjengo. Yeye ni broadcast kutoka mjengo, because pengine kazi ya mjengo mambo wana foreman inaanza 8. Why can't you create a channel ili ukifika tu hapo wewe ushafika, nimewasili sasa katika eneo hili, tunataka kuanza kazi ya mjengo hapa, ni 9 by 9 tunabeba hivi, you know, create something out of that. Ikifika 8 sasa off tunaingia kazi, you know. So guys kesho wanakuja tu wanangoja. So the following day advertisers will come, because guys wataka kuona what happens at the mjengo, you know.
Yes.
The other time we saw that guy used call wanakuwa mtu wa mama, you know, frustration for Middle East. So he took that as an advantage na kaanza kujituma na hiyo. So mama because anajua huku ni frustration. Now why can't I use this platform ya kuonyesha watu how life is Middle East, ile the other positive bit of it, so you can take advantage of your problem, the problem you're going through, to be able to come out of it. I remember when I was doing my interview at Royal Media, because they asked me, can you be able to speak in Dholuo? I wasn't sure inside me, because my major at Pamoja FM I was doing Swahili. That is what I've done all through. I wasn't sure if I can be able to speak like a Gao Patrobas. But I was meant to replace Agao Patrobas. And that time Agao was, I started listening to Agao when I was a very young kid. So you know how
Yes,
difficult
he's
it
one
was,
person. He's one person we all looked up to. If you say
eh?
when it comes to media, even when some didn't think that we really
Yes,
get
yes.
into media. And so, Ken, in the same line of thought, if you are to answer what Bill Hajoy, watching us from Narok, said, how was the transition, Ken? Yes, if you can get that comment. How was the transition, Ken, from being an intern to now where you are, stepping into the big foots of Agao Patrobas by that time?
It's a journey. It's a journey because now I manage I manage a department kind of. The transition is there because now you come from a point of there's much responsibility that come with time. Of course, as an intern, I was a trainee, and it wasn't easy to transition because at any given point when there's a transition, there's a bit of fear kidogo. Will I be able to do it? But again, when you communicate to yourself positively, then say, if I was able to manage the other one, then definitely I'll be able to manage this. Before you cut me, I was talking about what I said at the interview. They asked me
Yeah.
whether I'm able to speak in the Luo. I told them yes, because I could not be able to apply for the for this job if I know I cannot do the Luo. I'm here as a Luo, and
Yes.
I've worked in Kibra, so definitely I interact so much with the Luos there. My first language, my mother tongue is the Luo, so I could not just come here if I'm not a Luo. So once you communicate to yourself, and then you convince yourself whatever is in you is what you'll be able to say or maybe do. You get? So transitioning from being an intern to a reporter to a presenter uh, is about discipline as well, because if maybe discipline haikuwa pengine the likes of Felix Asowa could not give me a chance to go on air. So discipline is very important. You don't compete. And again, outside here, don't compete because umesikia sauti yako, oh, producer amekwambia ni nzuri, now you start competing whoever is there. Ati sasa huyu wewe anataka kunyang'anya chance, you don't do that.
Unataka
Your chance
kung'ara.
alone.
You are a
No, you
star.
don't. Yeah, you don't. When you don't compete, definitely you get a chance. You only compete positively. Competition should be very healthy. Not that now you want to outsmart your
Your
you want
voice.
to outsmart those who are ahead of you, but because you're going so fast, because you're going so fast, now you are better than the rest. No, every day is a learning day. Everybody is very important. Like now in my team, uh, we are a team of experienced journalists, and of course those who are still coming. Emmanuel joined us recently from being an intern and now a presenter.
Yes.
Uh, the training itself is in a way that you are able to move from one step to the other because of the confidence that is given to you by those who are training you. But if there's no discipline, definitely those who are training you won't give you that confidence, because they'll
Yes.
only give that confidence to the person who is disciplined. It's about discipline. Yeah. And then of course self-control in most of these things that we do. You don't overplay, you don't go overboard. You stick to the rules. There are rules in media, so you stick to the rules.
Yeah.
Now life moves. I
Wow.
see that I have some new lights here. Wameleta lights zingine, so you can be able to
Great,
see me
great.
well.
As we almost come, I don't want to say we are
Eh,
almost coming to the end of this show tonight, but I want to thank our viewers who have really taken their time to be here with us just to listen to your story, Ken. And this is a journey and a story of patience and also perseverance in the industry and a success story that you're giving us. This is your life story, a story of your life in the media industry. And we have Austin Agwanda tuned in from South B, and we have Efi Otieno alisema hello hapo mbeleni. I've got a question for you, Ken. What is the major challenge that you've gone through in the area around vernacular media, yes, where you are currently, what's one major challenge that you have? Then we'll take other questions from our viewers tonight. Ken.
So the major challenge that I have, of course, especially learning day by day at Ramogi FM, is there's much responsibility because, for example, Ramogi FM, the listenership is majorly deep into the village. So sometimes you realize that the responsibility is quite huge, that you need to up your game even beyond your limits. So it is a challenge because sometimes, when I go back home, people will see you the same way they'll see an MP, the same way they'll see you. So the challenge is my grandma maybe cannot be able to understand English or Swahili, so cannot tune to those stations that speak with those languages. So most of these people will majorly depend on vernacular stations to move. So you sit in a position that you take responsibility, and you're the person that people will learn to. If there's an outbreak of a disease, you're the first person to be called.
The
Our
voice of
chicken are dying, so it's normally it's a challenge. Even right now, I know I have messages. Somebody has defiled a child, so you're the first person to be called. What do we do? So always you are like a hotline. You're the first person to be reached. Sometimes it's a challenge because maybe after you are asleep, you need to wake up and attend to these people because most of these people are vulnerable people. We deal with them directly and all that. So it's a big challenge, especially for the vernacular stations. Yeah.
Great. And we have Vera Clara. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and put the notification bell on. Thank you very much for preaching that message outside there. And we have any other question that we might be having. We have Presenter Mokaya. Presenter Mokaya, if you can get that statement or comment from Mokaya. Ken just said Ramogi FM is the leading Luo station in the world. Tutamfinya kazi safi kaka. Finya. The number one. It's the number one station. My question from the question that we're getting from who again? We have this question from Caroline Omolo. Yes, if you have it. Speaking about network, did you ever at any point, we've lost that question again. Here, there we are. Did you ever at any point of your career journey experience to get a job opportunity in Kenya, lazima uwe na connection? Ken?
No. At Pamoja FM, I told you, I went straight, I applied for internship, and nobody took me there. My dad was a carpenter and a watchman. The network he had was not that huge, so nilijitafutia. I applied for a job at Royal Media as a person, as an individual, and I attended the interview as me, and I won the interview. I was employed as me, no connection. But network is important. For me to apply for that job, somebody told me there's a job that has been advertised. So apply. I applied. So there was no push from any other end. So network is important. Maybe if you don't get it today, if it won't help you today, it will help you tomorrow. Not necessarily about a job. There are so many things that happen. Even for us, sometimes you are stuck somewhere, but because of the network that you created, you can be able to pick your call and do something. Make a call.
Okay.
Cleophas, how do I have my poster made? That is a network I'm talking about.
Ken, if you talk about
yes.
If you talk about network and you're also talking about Caroline is asking about these connections. Mtu lazima kuwe na connection. Is it in a way, and I would really like to get your feedback from the comment section. You are viewing this. Are you a victim of circumstance when it comes to the issues of connection? Some say, Ken, connections zimebatizwa jina mpya za connections, siku hizo tunasema ni network. Hiyo network unasema ndio connection yako. Is it true ati imebatizwa tu jina mpya but bado ni ile tu? Unasema iwapo uko ndani, you can be in a position to call and say this is what's happening inside. Do you have someone that's connection that has been baptized network, or is it the other way around, or such a thing is not in existence?
If my English is clear, I don't think there is any big difference, because even networking means that now you take this and you connect them. So you network these two. It is connection, network and connection. What happens is that your phone book should also have people you can rush to whenever you feel that there is a gap that need to be filled by somebody else who is not you. Your network can even be your brother. For example, if you are at the village and you're coming to Nairobi for the first time, the only place that you know is Afya Center.
Yes, the
You need
great building.
somebody to explain to you where you'll alight and then which matatu to pick. You need to be connected to somebody who understands. You need to be connected to somebody who knows. You need to be connected. Connected means that if you take your phone and call, you can be able to reach this person. So I think people will like to sit back and say that because I don't have somebody to pick, to lift me and put me somewhere, I'm not able to be there. No. I don't take that as the only way we can be able to make it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
most of my work, yeah, network is important because I also create a wide network, but it is not the only way that you can be able to move. Yes.
Inspiring, great inspiration that we are having from one Kenn Muga. Samuel Opio, not only inspiring, but also captivating. Thanks so much, Opio, for tuning in. And if we can get other comments rolling on our screens tonight. Brian Akeno, your stories is inspiration to many. Continue shining, bro. So Don, if you can get them rolling on the screen, we can really appreciate. Frabahe Jr. following. I will come back to the comment by Peter Mokaya and Cosmas later in this broadcast. There are those people who sent their questions. Hapo mbeleni. Immaculate Awino, we had already mentioned you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bill Hajoy, Kevin Amzil, loving the show. JL Empire, bro, what are the challenges up there? And that question has seriously been tackled. Vera Clara, Kouma Vivian, Brian Muliz Akeno, Efiotieno, Kefa Nyongo, JL Empire, Cosmas Otieno, Elizabeth Shege, Millicent Ochieng. Thank you very much for that. And there's this question that we have from that's Oriwo signing out. Don, not Don, Ken, if you can, at the end of the show, you'll just sign out the way you do your news. Yeah, it's allowed. That's one way that we'll be finishing this show tonight. Boniface Mboya following live from Koru. Say hi to Kenn Muga. Steve Omondi tuned in from Migori. Caroline Omolo tuned in from Nairobi. Vera, we have Kefa Nyongo, Millicent Ochieng, Samuel Opio, and we have this question now from Cosmas. If you can have it up. There we are. Yes. Cosmas, thank you so much. I'm satisfied with your response to my first question, and I believe anybody following can take some ideas from that. Ken, I'm also a health maniac who loves to write health-related content, and more so those on sexual health, STDs, and blood pathogens. So during your research, can you accommodate someone to help you gather information? If yes, what's needed of that person? Yes, thanks so much, Cosmas. Ken, if you can tackle that.
Okay, that is more personal. So maybe to be able to understand it much, we can be able to link up even via social media on my inbox, so at least I'm able to understand exactly at what point can we meet.
Great, Ken. And how can we reach you on social media platforms as we bring this show almost to an end? On your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, how can we reach you?
My Facebook, I have a personal account. Kenn Muga is Ken with a double N, and then Muga is Muga, and then I have a Facebook page, Kenn double N Muga. I took a sabbatical for around 2 months. I'm supposed to resume on Monday, so you can be able to see me well from Monday. I took a sabbatical, a small break. I was working on some bit of issues here for progress. So from next week on Monday, I'll be very active on Facebook. I'm normally very active. And then my Twitter is Kenn_Muga.
Yes, and
That is my Twitter.
that's our guest tonight. And Samuel Opio, if you can get that comment as we bring this discussion to an end. Presenter Mokaya, my question is, angependa kukumbukwa vipi kwenye hii industry? Presenter Mokaya is a presenter from Moi University Radio and is tuned in all through. Yes, ungependa kukumbukwa vipi kwenye hii industry?
The question is back to those who watch or listen to me. But personally, I would love to be remembered as a person who transformed lives positively. Yes, I love nurturing, so that is what I want to be remembered for.
Great. And we have Samuel Opio. From my experience, getting unpaid internship in Kenya is very easy. Companies are using graduates as their donkeys. Wow. When it comes to getting a job, it is about whom do you know? Samuel Opio is talking out of experience, and I get the bitterness in every explanation that we put across. And Samuel, we know there are those people who are watching, and from this discussion tonight, you can be in a position to say, from the unpaid internship to somewhere you are getting something. Yes. So it might be whom do you know? Yes, that's the connection that you are told that you should have. Create the meaningful networks. Vile Ken amesema. Ken, we're bringing this show to an end now. And so I would like you to tell the viewers one thing. What's next for Kenn Muga in the next 5 years? Do we see you in the ballot for Kabondo Kasipul Kabondo? You are a celebrity back at home.
Politics for now, no. It is service for the people.
Yes.
With the platform that I have. In case there's any other thing that might come, we shall cross the bridge while there. So that now I'm at media.
Amazing. A West man doing yes, great things back at home over the weekends. And please, if you're watching and you've seen Ken on your fundraisers, please, this guy is not asking for votes, but it's just outside there to give you service. Yes. So Ken is a well-traveled man across this country and especially back at home. Continue doing the good job, Ken, and thanks so much for honoring the invite to join us tonight. Maybe if you have the last words to the budding journalist and the scribes outside here as we bring the discussion to an end. What's your word for them, and maybe your word to your lovely wife and to the upcoming journalist who is just right next to you there at 5 years old in the coming months? Maybe your word for them.
Yeah, so for the upcoming journalists, we have to push ourselves. We have to get out of the comfort zones. Let us use the platforms that are available. It is not just about the main platforms that we know. Let us use the small ones that maybe we think that won't make a difference, but let's use them. At least we make a difference with them. We have Facebook, we have YouTube, we have Twitter and all that. Let's make good use of them. If you're still in college, don't give up. Don't think about flooding. Flooding is everywhere. Just know that you have a life that you need to live, even after college. So whether it is flooded or not, you have to come out of it. And that is it. For the family, my family, thanks for the support. And my wife is there and anasema chakula inapoa. Chakula inapoa. She's the one who brought this other light. You know, hii light ingine ilikuwa iko dim. So naona mzee alikuwa hayuko sana, akaleta ingine. So yeah, it's a blessed family, and we are happy.
Thank you so much, and personal regards outside there to everyone who is giving you the support. To Mama, mshukuru sana, and also to everyone involved in this broadcast tonight. Our production team from India, we have amazing team back there. We have Kefa Nyongo. We have shout out to you, bro, on the back end, together with Daniel Jaka, the producer. Thank you so much. Vera Clara nasema, as you bring the discussion to an end, you bring the dance. But now we don't own the copyright to the songs.
I don't have a space as well. I don't have a space as well. I dance like Mbarambamba.
You need a good space for you to do this. And so thank you very much, bro, for accepting the call and for accepting the invite. For everyone who made this broadcast a success, thanks. Keep it the alternative voice. Remember to subscribe, to follow, and also to keep updated by the alternative voice. It's been nice. You have yourself a good night. Kenn Muga, sign out in Doluo, as you do in Ramogi FM, as we bring this to an end.
Mano e giko mar weche ma wawacho otieno ma kawuono watudore kendo e chieng' machielo. Nyinga en Kenn Muga.
Aye. Erokamano. Thank you very much, everyone who made this a success. Till next time, do have yourself a good night.